Welcome, and I am super nervous, super nervous, but I'm more excited than nervous. So, because I love to do this and this process and the cheat sheet that you got in your drawing and in your documents is something that I've collected, you could say, throughout the years drawing flowers, and especially when I was developing this. We are going to work on what is our page number 10. Yes, page number 10, and I have it here. Here, page number 10. Draw what I see, basically. So what I see here is two petals that are the same, one completely different and the other one more or less similar to this one, but without the jagged edge, right? With a very, I don't know if this is a color change or a vein, but that's what I see. And this detail here, I was looking at the other day, what was it? And I see that you can see it here also. It repeats itself here. And then I saw that if you see it sideways, you see it here. So it's something that grows out of the flower, and we can use this. We can use this as a. Oh, sorry. What was it? We can use this as a design element. But the first thing that I do, is draw what I see. So what I'm seeing is basically. The first step is dividing. I have 4 petals, so I divide the petals. Let's see, yeah, and then straight. Then the first petal, you don't see, well, let's draw this petal first, because that's the petal that overlaps the two that are the same. So if I'm looking at it like that, let me zoom out a little bit. Ooh, there we go. And then over here, very softly. I do it very softly, but you can do it hard. And then this petal here, and it doesn't matter if you see that it's like shorter, it's not as tall visually as this one, so it doesn't matter. I never worry about that. I just start right smack in the middle and then continue drawing the petal. So that one, I see that it has like a curve on the top, on the sides, and then it dips down, has a little tip, sorry, not tip. So that's the second one. There we go. And then I draw the other ones that are like a circle, you could say. But because they are on the back, and they're jagged. So I'm going to do a little jagged here. Little jag. And I'm only going to put pressure on my pencil on that part. Remember that this is a sketch. It's not so much a final drawing. From here, from here I go into more clean, you could say, drawings. Now, the center, you could say it's irregular. Oop. And we can draw it irregular. And I'm going to erase the unwanted lines. This one is also an unwanted line. And then I go in and draw over, just to make the lines a little bit more darker. Then some little details, I see these little like teeth. That's the first step that I do. Draw what I see. Then I'm going to draw this detail here. And when I do this, the information that I'm putting down here is information that I will be using for the other ones that I'm going to develop and that I'm going to be repeating. And don't worry, see how this, it's not completely the same. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be perfect either. Nature is not perfect, and that's one of the beautiful things about nature. There's also I've done it here, like I blocked out, and I'm not sure if you've read the entire PDFs, but I use a lot of blocking out. There's a little like how do you say it? Gradación, change in color. Here, it's a soft gradation of color from magenta to white, or to yellowish white. I block it out. I don't worry that much. And also there is a little, it's like a soft yellow. You can do that also. I don't know if you can see it well. Let's see. That yellow here. I'm going to block it out because that information again is going to help me out when I develop my imaginary. The first row is like the realistic, you could say, but in a simple way. The rest will be the imaginary flowers that you will be collecting. And the vein, that color change, and that vein is a little bit thick. And I see that this is kind of straight. So there you have, you can also do color in this just to make it. And there's a little jag here also, but you can leave it like that. So you have the first one. Oh, and I also see, if you see closely, if you see the PDF, it's easier to see it. There's like veins that come out that are on at least visible, these 3 petals. So I'm going to draw them. And I don't draw every single one. I just draw where I've done the jags. You can draw them on every single one. The jag that is up on top, the one on the bottom, up on top, the one on the bottom, up on top, the one on the bottom, up on top. So there's more texture on the flower. It looks kind of funky, huh? But then we're going to be switching a little bit. So what else do I see here? I think that's it. This is kind of thick. There's something very dark. You know what? This I'm going to do a little bit more, not a little bit more. I'm going to do lighter. I have these little teeth here. There's something dark here, very dark. Can you see that there? And like I say, I don't worry that it's not, I see that it's like on the side, but I don't worry about where it falls. So there's your first flower. Now we're going to take the information that we have here, and we are going to, you could say, dissect this this flower that we drew out of a real picture, out of a real flower, and develop different ones. So setting this little guy aside. Oh, and you know what? Also, color changes help sometimes. Well, we can add that in afterwards. So now comes the fun part. Again, it's a 4-petal flower. So I'm going to divide let's see, let's divide this. Yes, that way. Divide it into 4. This, the center, I'm going to, let's see, let's work with this petal here first. If you have questions, Beatriz, I don't know where my PDF went. Bea, do you have it in your email? Or you can follow along right now. Can you follow along right now with the picture? Because this is PDF, the page is number 10. Well, it's black and white. But it's page number 10. You can follow along with with the video only, and then go back to the PDF, and because this is going to be saved in our private Facebook page, so you can follow along afterwards. And right now what we're going to do is basically take this drawing and use only certain elements to create new flowers. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I selected this flower, this petal to work. So I'm going to repeat this petal 4 times. So I divided this into 4 because it's a 4 petal flower. And the first thing that I always do is the sides of the petal, and I always repeat the movement, draw and repeat, remember, in a circular motion. So the next thing that I do is, let me see, here. Draw and repeat the same on 4 sides. And then I'm going to do from this petal the same. How funny. And I'm drawing very lightly right now. Hold on. I'm drawing very lightly right now because I am going to be erasing, and I don't want to have the markings of the pencil that visible. So the next thing that I'm going to do is take this detail, this little tip, and I'm going to draw it on the center of each petal. Again, very lightly. And it doesn't have to be in the center. It doesn't have to be perfect, remember. And then I have to decide if I want the same dynamic of the flower. See how these petals are on top and these 2 are on the bottom. Or if I want them overlapping, like one on top of the other, like in a certain order. And I think I'm going to go with the second one just because this one has the 2 on top and these 2 on the bottom. So I'm going to draw darker where I am going to, and here I stop because the second petal is overlapping the first one that I drew. And then again, the third petal, I stop here. And the fourth petal. And I stop there. The next thing that I do is I erase in the unwanted lines. So, erasing. Now the center, what do I want to do with the center? And this is the beauty of this process is that you have license to be creative in any single way. What do I want to do? Do I want to keep this, the center? Do I want to keep this like square shape? Maybe it's a good idea, but not like rectangular. I'm going to keep it, but squarish. So I'm going to go more or less like that. Squarish round. I'm going to erase the center just because I do not want it. And here's also, well, I'm taking right now just pieces of this, the first one that I drew. The next step is I like these, and probably I can have these repeat on the sides. Oops, here. Looks like little carnivorous flower. And this, I like this dark shaded thing. Maybe we can keep this dark. And then this a little lighter. These are notes that I usually, notes that I take. And actually, I'm going to use a darker pencil just to make the note a little bit. This is my Palomino pencil. I use it until it's, yes, completely done, just to make it a little bit darker, so that I know that it's not, that these corners are not part of these little, I'm going to call them teeth. And this is here. And I'm going to use this detail here. So I have an oval, and that oval repeats here. I'm deciding that it'll repeat there and there and there, with a little slash in the middle. Oops. And then these guys here. And because this goes, these are overlapping, to have that sense of overlap, I don't go to here. I go to a little bit higher up on the overlapping petal. And then from the corner of the center, I go up and then down. And then again up and down. Up and then down. So you can call that, I can call that a day with that one. It's a completely different flower from this guy here. So if you are finding this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out.